So, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, we're going to speak about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Shock. The transfer saga just continues on and on and on with this guy. And it's getting a bit boring now, isn't it? It's just another Van Persie, another Alexis, another Ramsey, another Ozil. How many more times we've got to go through this before we actually get our house in order? Because every single season it seems like we've got a player that's going down to the last year of his contract that's being tipped to go to another club, a direct rival, stuff like that. And it's getting kind of boring. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out the other videos on the channel, do go and check them out from this morning. Also, I'll be back at 9 o'clock. We're going to speak about Thomas Partey. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And obviously the morning shows will be back as normal, 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. 10 a.m. even. I will be playing FIFA tomorrow. I know I've let you guys down this week with the FIFA. Listen, today something came up. Keep your eyes peeled for that. 8 o'clock tonight. Keep your eyes peeled for it. It's fireworks. So yeah, it was good. It was good. And as I decided to do this video, somebody decides to start banging and crashing outside the yard. So apologies if you can hear all the background noise, but listen, let's get into it. Frank Lampard, the Chelsea manager, hasn't been there all that long. Obviously, he took over in the summer. Doing all right as well. He's done very, very well. We knew that he'd get the fans on side at Chelsea. He did that at Derby County. And he's got all the players on side. They started motoring up the table. They were getting some great results. First day of the season, or their first game of the season, they battered Man United 4-0. And they're in that top 4 position. And it's kind of mad because they've been on a transfer ban for so long that, you know, they've had to go with the youngsters. They've put a lot of youngsters in the team, which is something I knew Lampard would do. He'd done it at Derby County as well. But they haven't spent any money, and they've sold the likes of Eden Hazard. They've sold other youngsters in the team that's accumulated over that 18-month period, which they were banned from transfers. And their actual net spend in the last 5 seasons, excuse me, is £124 million, which is absolutely nothing. It's mad. They can go out this summer, despite all of the stuff that's happening. They can genuinely go out this summer and go and do £200 million. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. But yeah, they can go and do £200 million this summer, and they won't even dent any revenues that they've taken. Like, listen, they've spent 600 and something million pound in 5 years gross, but they've recouped over £500 million of that. So yeah, they've done some great business, and their academy is the reason for that. They tend to find these youngsters across the world. They loan them out to Vitesse Arnhem, then they sell them on for a fee, and that balances the sheets. Now, listen, with the new rules that are coming in, anybody under the age of 18 is not legally allowed to sign a professional contract in this country. It's the Brexit rule, I think it was called. So if you're trying to sign somebody who's 17 from another country, I think you have until the end of this year to get that done and dusted. If not, then it goes into this new Brexit rule. I think it might be European countries. I'm not sure 100% how it works. But anybody under the age of 18 from other countries, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. So listen, Chelsea have got a wicked youth setup, a really good youth setup, and it does help balance the books, which is why they can afford to go and buy the big names. Which is why they do go and spend quite a bit of money on big name players. This time around, they're looking at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and why wouldn't they? You know, he's local, he's round the corner. We're not that great. He could stay in London. He's only going to cost about £50 million, and it's Chelsea. It's round the corner. They tend to win stuff. You know, it's local. He don't have to up sticks. He could stay in the same house. His family could stay where they are. And he's got more chance probably of going and winning something with Chelsea than he has with Arsenal. So it doesn't, to me, sound that stupid. Not only that, they have only got Tammy Abraham and Olivier Giroud as strikers. Now, Olivier Giroud is probably going to leave this summer. You know, I know Arsenal fans would probably welcome him back with open arms. I wouldn't, but some Arsenal fans would. But Aubameyang fits the bill for them. Is the top goal scorer in the Premier League behind Vardy. Yeah, is relentless since he's been here. Nobody's scored more goals than him in the Premier League since he's been here. He's 50 million quid, which is kind of cheap, even though he is 31 in the summer. That is relatively cheap for a top banger up front. Albeit they would only get a couple of years out of him, but that couple of years that could kick him onto a title challenge. So I don't know. They're potentially in the Champions League. It depends what happens with the rest of this season. That could be something that entices him. They can afford him. They can pay him the wages. They're better than us. They're potentially in Champions League football. This is not as stupid as it may look. And they need a striker. Like I said, Tammy Abraham, as good as he started the season, he's faded quite a lot this season. Olivier Giroud, he ain't cutting the mustard. Lampard don't rate him, I don't think. Yes, he won man of the match against Tottenham in the game that Lampard threw him in. But for me, they have to go and buy a striker this summer. I am just hoping and praying it is not Aubameyang. Do you imagine if Aubameyang went to Chelsea? Like, just sit back and think about that for a second. Aubameyang to Chelsea, which is kind of ironic that Olivier Giroud ended up going to Chelsea to be part of the negotiations with the deals to get Aubameyang to Arsenal, that then Aubameyang ends up at Chelsea. It is so Arsenal. How we get in a position to do this every single season is just a joke. And I really hope that we sit this guy down and just throw everything at him and just say, listen, we need to give you all the money, mate. I don't know how we're going to do that in the current climate right now, but we need to find a way to get him in. Listen, he has been absolutely superb since he's been here. Him and Lacazette in Emery's first season absolutely tore it up. This season, Aubameyang's still been tearing it up, even though he's been playing on the left wing, which is just crazy. Why would you play one of the best strikers in Europe on the left wing? I don't quite understand that. You're trying to accommodate somebody who's not that great for somebody who's great, but you're playing the great one out of position for somebody who ain't great in the position where the one that's not great, is great, is, I'm making no sense. Anyway, you know what I mean. We're playing Aubameyang on the left to accommodate Laka when we should be playing Aubameyang up front and putting a left winger in. It makes no sense to me. Chelsea, if they did sign him, would play him up front. I've got no qualms of that at all. Listen, he would walk straight into their team and he would play up front and they would build that team around him for the next couple of years. They'd go and maybe potentially sign Coutinho. That's somebody they've been looking at. So then they've got their left forward. Then they've got Aubameyang. They've still got Pulisic. He could potentially go to the right-hand side. William's probably going to leave this summer. So then they've got a couple of players in there that can switch sides. You know, Coutinho could go right-hand side, Pulisic left, vice versa. You then put Mason Mount in behind them, maybe go and get one other. You've got Kovacic in midfield. All of a sudden, Chelsea are then looking like a threat. And I really hope Aubameyang don't go there. Listen, he owes us nothing. It's as simple as that. He's been here, 2 years? He don't owe us nothing. Yes, he's been superb since he's been here. He's been all smiles. He's been all laughs and all that. He don't owe us nothing. You know, at the end of the day, he's only got a couple of years left. This could be his last contract or his last big contract anyway. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. This is going to be a big talking point. And listen, Chelsea fans are probably gassed right now. They're probably loving life that they're linked to him. 50 million is not a lot of money for a striker as good as him. And like I said, it is local. They do need a striker and he would walk straight into their team. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the gaming channel. That is down below as well. Become a member of the channel. Hit join. I'll be doing a couple of member streams later towards the end of the week. And I will be back at 9 o'clock tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about Thomas Partey. I'm going to go through that. There's a couple of different reports going around. So keep your eyes peeled for that at 9 o'clock. Stick the notifications on. Stick a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And I'm going to get myself out of here and go and have some dinner. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.